how to attract high quality men, be the woman of your dream, walk the true love path, and date like a seductress. This is what we're talking about today. Happy Friday. Welcome back to the podcast. I am beyond excited about the topic of today because every time we talk about love, dating, everything kind of like connecting between the opposite sex or the same sex, I just get really, really excited. So be ready, buckle up because this episode is going to be juicy. I'm going to give you 10 keys, 10 little secrets, 10 little things that you can play with and implement. I really want to see this episode as like a training, okay? We're going to do a training together. This is a proper masterclass in how to be more of your feminine self. I have my baby behind, so if she's a bit upset because she wants to have something to say for the podcast, just don't mind her. Okay, we're rolling with it. I'm a full-time mama, full-time entrepreneur, full-time trying to do it all. This always happens every time I'm recording something. I really do feel like she's either trying to copy me and be louder than me, or she just really wants her own podcast. Like, I'm literally convinced of that. Even when she was so little, she was like 4 months old, I was trying to record with her. She was quiet the whole day. And when I was recording a podcast specifically, not a voice note to a best friend, not anything, like just a podcast. So I really want to create her own podcast. I'm sure she would have a lot of things to say to other babies. But for us today, let's come back to the topic of today. This is important. Whether you are dating right now and trying to manifest your king, your partner, like the person you want to settle with. That sounds fucking disgusting. What a terrible way to start this podcast about love and being brave in love and being a leader in love, because that's all I want to talk about. Never fucking settle. So let me erase that from this training today. Like, fuck no, we're not settling. So the person you want to build the sexiest, juiciest, most exciting, expanding relationship with. So whether you're dating and searching for this person, I don't like that term either. Oh my God. But whether you're manifesting it, let's say, I'm not sure I like that term better, but we should get started, isn't it? So let's really get the thing moving. You know what I mean? Like, girly, you know what I mean? Like, whether you're like in the process of calling in your king. Ooh, I love that. Much better. Or you are in a relationship already and maybe you're going through some bumps. Hey, I feel you. I love you. You're going to get through that. Or you just want more connection with your partner or with your current partner. You just want to explore that depth of what it means for you to be the woman of your dream, which means when I was young, I was imagining the perfect relationship, or I was looking at movies or this imaginary idea of what the woman of a dream of a man would be. You know what I mean? Like, I was putting myself in the shoes of a man, thinking and trying to figure out what would be so sexy for them, what they would want as the woman of their dreams. And then I decided to become that for myself because it does feel really good. And that helps you to manifest and to attract better relationships, better quality of men, and better intimacy, better closeness with your partner. So this episode really applies to all of those situations because it comes back to you and how you show up. And I think a lot of people miss the point. The reason of this episode today is we've been going through a lot since our baby was born, because that dynamic, you know, going from 2 people to 3 people and all the changes in your body, in your hormones, in yourself, like, this is huge. And my heart has been going through a lot. And I feel like a lot of what I've learned on this journey of walking the true love path almost erased. Like, it's almost like I lost my fucking power. And as I'm coaching myself to bring myself back to this, I also really want to share it with you because it's been years that I'm working on myself to have the quality of the relationship I have today, and to also work through this when we have extremely challenging times. And also, I have some of my single girlies and besties that are just struggling and they just don't know. They're like calling in their king and really want this picture of building their family and their dream relationship, but they're doing it all wrong. Sorry, not sorry. But we all do it wrong at some point, right? It's not a judgment, because I was doing wrong for a lot of time, and I still do. So I also hate that posture of like thinking that I've got it together, but I'm going to share some really valuable thing today. Everything that I'm going to share is going to help you to bring the power back into your own hands when it comes to love, relating, and dating, and really feel like you get to choose a different route than most people and most relationship coach advice you hear, because I have a very different approach, and it's a radical one, and it might not be for you. It might not be your cup of tea, and you don't have to drink it if it's not your cup of tea. Like, just listen to you. At the end of the day, my biggest intention is for you to feel empowered in your life and to maybe bring some kind of perspective and reflection in your own journey. So, if you want to attract high quality men, if you want your relationship, your current relationship to improve, stop talking shit about men for good. We're not doing this anymore. This is a space where we don't talk shit about men. Even when you're going through something with your partner, or even if something happened with another man that is not your partner, treat every single man you come across as the divine masculine, as the greatest man, and see the beauty in man. With feminism, we've been conditioned to talk trash about men. That's almost like the only way we can get our power back is like by talking trash and saying everything that is wrong, and men do this and men do that. This is killing your magnetism. This is killing your heart. I know that if you listen to this podcast, you have one of the biggest fucking heart in the whole world. I know it. And I know you're only tapping into like 10% of it because you're afraid, or because you have some nasty habits that are just killing your vibe. It's killing who you are because you're hiding behind those masks that, yeah, you're talking trash maybe to belong in a conversation with other girlies. Or maybe it's even like unconscious. It's because you have been so hurt by the masculine that it became a habit. Hey, you're cute. But girl, it doesn't make you look sexy. It doesn't make you magnetic. The only thing it does, it disconnects you from the bigness of your heart. Oh, and spoiler alert, this is the bigness of your heart. How big your heart is, that makes you magnetic to a man. Whether you are already in a relationship with him, or you're trying to seduce him, or you're in the process of being courted by him, this is the beauty of your heart that is the key to a high quality connection. It's not like you do this work one time and then it's gone and then you figured it's out. It's something that you want to apply for the rest of your life. So it's all that I'm talking about right now. I'm still applying it daily. Even if I manifested my dream man, my dream relationship, if we have the baby, if we feel like locked in the best possible way, if we feel really committed to each other, I still have to practice that. Also because I'm a girly who has tendency to get really entangled in my energy in relationships, because I love so big and so strong that sometimes I lost myself a little bit in relationships. That was my story in the past, and I've healed so much from this, but I see even today how the pattern is trying to sneak back in more subtle ways, in ways that are not as unhealthy and toxic as before, but I see it how I tend to go that route. And I'm sure you're already familiar with attachment style, anxious attachment and secure attachment and everything. I feel like we all hold, depending on the situation, all different types of attachment style. I get avoidant sometimes, I get dependent sometimes, I get secure sometimes, I get completely conflicted sometimes. So I don't really believe in putting yourself in a box. I believe more in exploring those different boxes and those different flavors of you, because you're a whole complex being. That's what makes you beautiful and magical. And I think that should be also a key that I didn't wrote down, so it's going to be an extra bonus key or secret or whatever, because what makes you magical is your complexity. So the more you can show that to someone and display that to someone and stay true to yourself, the better. So you don't want to talk shit about men, because that disconnects you from your heart, your compassion, and your maturity. You want to step in as the woman of your dream. This is another point here. Becoming your own woman of your dream, which is, you see this whole journey as a training it's really a fucking training for yourself. It's like your spouse training. You're training yourself to become a wife. That's how I see it. Because in this episode, I want to talk about committed relationships, something that you invest yourself emotionally, physically, energetically, financially, like something you're invested in, right? I'm not going to talk about just casual dating, or those things don't matter to me anymore. When I decided in myself, I want commitment, I want to find my husband, my baby daddy, everything shifted in me. So making that decision is really important. We're going to talk about it later. But in this whole process, my goal was to train myself. And to that day, when I act not as my fullest potential in my current partnership, when I fuck up, when I'm trying to be better and overcome some relationship patterns that are not so good for me or for the relationship, I see it as a training to become a better spouse, right? I'm going to share an example with you where I fucked up. I need to take accountability. That's also something we're going to talk about. But long time ago, I was having a big fight with PL, my partner, and we're in the fight and I'm so mad at him. And you know how it goes, right? Like you almost lose sight of how much you love this person, how much this person means to you, how much this person is a human being with a big heart and is probably the greatest person you ever met. That's why you're in a relationship with them in the first place, is because you love them as a person before loving them as a partner. You just think that they're the most amazing person you ever seen in the world. But in those moments where you're so pissed and you're in the fucking fire, and I don't know if it's my Sagittarius rising or anything, but I have so much fuego, so much fire inside of me, and I'm sure you can sense it and feel it in all of my content because I get passionate. So you can imagine when I get mad, I get super passionate and super in my own fuego, and the feeling in my body is like something like has been lit, you know, like a fire, but it's not like a slow burning fire. It's like they were like alcohol everywhere, and you just put that like fire, and like it's just poof, explosion. And that's how I feel in my body, and I lose touch with reality, with contrast. There is always contrast, even in conflict. There is always two sides of a story. There is usually misunderstanding and shitty communication and two people being hurt. That's usually at the core of every conflict, right? But in that moment, you lose sight of all of that. You lose sight of like your maturity and your higher self, let's say, and you get so swallowed in like, oh my God, I cannot believe this person did that to me. I'm so upset. I'm so hurt. And you're so pissed at them. And I remember being so angry at him. Like I want to strangle him. This man that I love so much, who is the greatest person I've ever met. I'm like so mad. My way of processing is either journaling or talking to a girlie. Like I need to speak to my bestie because that regulates me. Not only I feel the support from my friend, but I also feel like by talking it out loud, I regain my maturity, my lucidity, and just seeing things from a distance, because training myself to be a good spouse, you know, it's all together. I want to say everything at the same time. So like my brain and my mouth are like, let's go. So, you know, in that moment, I remember reaching out to girlie and telling the story, and I'm like, I cannot believe he did that, or I don't even remember what he fucking did. But that was huge to me in the moment because I'm in the fire, I'm in the hurt, I'm like crying, I'm overwhelmed with emotion. And I remember my friend telling me, oh my God, what an asshole. And this friend is super supportive of my relationship, right? But in the moment, she wants to support my emotional process. She wants to support like where I'm at. But my partner saw that message. How do you think he made me feel? How do you think that makes him feel? And that's where I broke and eroded the emotional safety he can feel with me, because now in his mind, you know, I have so much compassion for that, because what a horrible behavior. Like I cannot imagine, you know, like I'm having a fight with my man, he's going behind my back, talking to his friend, and I feel like he's talking trash about me. Not acceptable. Such a boundary crossing here. And that's what happens when you're in a relationship. You're going to cross boundaries. You're going to fuck up. You're going to be hurt by your partner if it's your partner doing that to you, or you're doing that to a partner. Like people are going to fuck up. That's clear. We're going to have miscommunication, we're going to have misunderstanding, and we have stories built up in our heads because of our past history, because of our wounds, depending on if you have a bigger rejection wound or abandonment wound, or I don't remember the other ones because those are the ones that are more present in my life. But when I realized, it takes me then the time to chill and calm down and realize, oh my God, like this is so unfair to this great man that now is going to be on edge and suspicious. Every time we got into a fight, he's going to think, oh my God, she's going to go and talk trash about me, degrading my dignity towards her friends. Plus, I guess you have some fears on top of that. We're like, what if the friend says, oh my God, he's such an asshole, you should leave the guy? And what if she believes it? Like, how safe a person can feel when you think that's what's going to happen at every conflict. That is fucked up. That is really fucked up. The thing is, and the point here was, this is your spouse training. And for me in that moment, I didn't show up as the partner I want to be. And I need to take ownership. And he probably did something really fucked up, because I remember that was quite a huge fight. One of the biggest. We had like 2 or 3, that when you think about them, like they were huge, like pivotal conflicts. That was a big one. So I remember him really hurting me. So I was in my right to tell my friends about it. I was in my right to find support outside of my connection. And I didn't necessarily like talk trash about him. I don't go to my friends saying like, oh my God, he's such an asshole, I cannot believe it, whatever. I cannot control what my friends says. But that's my second point too. It's like, surround yourself with amazing friends that support your relationship no matter what, that support you in the relationship no matter what, not the relationship no matter what. But if you go to your girlies after every conflict and the reaction that you get is like, oh my God, just leave him. This is the biggest fucked up advice. You know what? One of my friends, she went to get some professional support for her relationship, where there is a lot of toxic behaviors and a lot of pain, and like it became so fucking trendy. I'm going to get so passionate, girly, but let's talk about it. Everyone is obsessed right now with calling everyone a narcissist or being a toxic relationship or whatever. Like, this is always a 50-50. If you are with a narcissist, chances are you are a narcissist yourself, but you pretend to be the victim of that because it makes you feel good and look good. And I see so many Instagram pages right now, like, how to spot a narcissistic behavior. Like, look at yourself in the mirror, bitch. Like, for real. I'm sorry I get so fucking passionate about that, but this is so fucked up. I have very radical views when it comes to relating and relationships. I'm in the radical of, where do we find the most expensive love? Even if it's a love that almost feel not human, in terms of like having extreme compassion, extreme understanding, putting ourselves in the other person's shoes. And so, me just talking trash about other people doesn't really embody what I'm just saying, but this is the reality of being human and holding contradictions inside of us. But you know what? Like, surround yourself with friends that are like supportive of you and your needs, your emotional needs, and just saying to someone who is in a difficult situation, you should leave that person. This is not helpful. First of all, the person, even if someone is stuck in like really shitty patterns, like violence and like extreme toxicity, they won't leave until they decided to leave. And you saying and telling them what to do is none of your business. First of all, and it's not helpful. And I'm sure you had friends when you came to them and you expressed how you felt that told you, oh my God, you should leave him. Like, this is not your besties. Those are not like real fucking friends that are mature enough so you can go to them and confide with your relational problems. First of all, surround yourself with girlies that will make you walk the path that you're saying you want to walk. I always go to my girlies saying, we don't talk trash about my men. Fuck no. Don't dare you. And hold me to my highest potential here. Don't fall for my victim, please. Even when I'm in emotional turmoil. Sometimes I'm so deep in my emotions and I'm struggling so much. And I really need, it's more the tender little girl that is hurt. And I just need love and support and being heard. So I ask my friends, like, I just need to be heard, and I need love, and I need compassion right now. I don't need advice, and I don't need to be held to my highest, greatest potential, most mature version of me. I just need to cry. I just need a friend to cry. I saw this meme one day on Instagram of like, we should do a party of like, we just gather and cry together. And like, that's my vibe. I'm a big crier. And when I don't cry for a long time, things are not good in my body. So when I'm going to circle back to this point of like, this is your spouse training. What I was trying to say with that whole story and tangent is, in that moment of like fucking up, I see it as like an opportunity to be better, to be the best partner I want to be. Not for him. Of course, I owe him respect. And that's what I want to do with the person I love the most in the entire world. But I do it also for me. I do it because I want to be proud of myself when I die. I want to be proud of how I show up in love. And I do want to be the woman of my dreams. So my point here is, see everything as a spouse training. And in my case, I want to be the kind of woman who stand by the side, who really stand up for her man. I want him to feel, my girl, my wife, my woman, she has my fucking back. I want him to be so freaking convinced to the depths of his soul and all of his cells and bones that I'm going to stand up for him even when I disagree with him, right? I want to be that kind of partner. Maybe you don't, and that's fine. When I think about my dream relationship and like the dream dynamic between men and women, between me and my man, I think of what I want to make him feel in the connection and how I want to feel. I also do want to feel that my man is going to be this presence, this like, I got her back no matter what, even if he disagrees with me, especially like, for instance, in front of other people, and still disagreeing with me, but having my back because he supports me, my journey, my truth, and who I am as a person. And I'm allowed to be different, to have different opinions. That's also what I want. So every opportunity in the relationship is like, how do you want to show up in that imaginary of your dream scenario, the dream relationship, and train for that, right? And it's going to require a lot of strength, because it is so much easier to fall down in your bad habits and to not be the highest version of you because, oh my God, you have someone who really cares about you now. So why bother making the effort? So let's go to point number 3, which is removing the idea that problems won't occur. I wish someone had told me that much earlier. I always say that when people are like, don't fight in front of the kids. Yeah, maybe don't yell not at them. Of course, don't yell at them, but I don't agree with that advice personally. I don't want to hide things from my daughter. Like, I want her to build emotional intelligence and emotional capacity. And I wish when I was younger that my parents, they were fighting, we could hear, but then they were pretending everything was fine. Problems and conflict will arise in all relationships. A perfect relationship doesn't exist. I hear people saying, bullshit. People that have been together for like 10 years and they're like, oh, we never fight. But then they come to you every month with like, oh my God, something went down. But then they're like, we never fight. We never have a fight. And I'm like, fuck you, bitch. That's such a lie. And let's stop trying to say this lie. Like, this is fucked up. Let's fucking be real. We have conflicts. We sometimes have misunderstanding. It doesn't mean the relationship is unhealthy or toxic or, well, I'm dating a narcissist. It's no point to go there either, right? But conflict problems will probably, chances are very high that they will occur. And so I wish my parents would not only allow themselves to have conflicts, there is a healthy way to do conflicts, by the way. So to have disagreements, conflicts, misunderstanding, and then to also show to the kids, to also show the repair. Like, I wish I had those skills growing up. I didn't. So I'm still almost 30 years old, like fighting, like with like not being fully equipped. I was so terrified of conflict my whole life. Like, I would run away from them. I would be so scared every time someone would be mad at me. I will think, this is the end of the connection. in friendship, in relationships, in work. Like if someone is not happy with me, I feel like they're gonna break up, right? They're gonna break up. So that's really hard to form a secure attachment when you don't know that conflict can be normal, problems will occur. So when you're preparing to that, then that's your training again. It's an opportunity to be the best you can be in conflicts. How do you want to act? Do you want to act as revenge? Like, oh, I take a hit, a punch, so I'm going to punch back? Is it going to be this ping pong of reactions? Like I'm reacting and you're reacting and I'm reacting to you, and like things escalate? Things go worse and worse and worse? Or is it going to be an opportunity for us to connect deeper, to open our hearts deeper, even when it's the hardest thing to do? Because it is, right? In conflict, you're not like, I'm going to be the grown up. Like when you're in this emotional turmoil, you're not thinking like that. So to bring yourself back to this journey, to make the decision that will make you proud so that you can die in peace. This is really about that. In all of my life, all of my decisions, when I'm struggling to act and I don't know what to do and I'm conflicted, I'm trying my hardest to connect with the deathbed version of me, where she's at the end of her life and she looks back, and I just want to be able to sign my name on it. This is something I borrowed from Anilala, which is the greatest person to talk about love, in my opinion, because that's the only relationship coach that I've found so far that I truly resonate with. And her teachings are so precious and so amazing. You should listen to her on a podcast. She's done many podcasts. It's very, very interesting. So she talks about this, like signing your name on it at the end of your life, like at the end of like how you interact with someone, you want to be proud of yourself. This is really about that. I forgot this concept. I just remembered it here with you. But yeah, for me, it's like really thinking, I'm really having a picture of me in my deathbed and being like, I check on her. I'm like, tell me how to act right now. What would make you proud? The next point is be a leader in love. So us as women, we want to surrender to the man. We want him to lead. We want him to take charge, to be the provider, the protector, and to surrender into our feminine. And I fucking get it, because this is the sexiest thing ever. And this is what I'm so passionate about. And when you are in your feminine heart that deep, this feels so freaking good. But I also do believe that women are the emotional leaders. They're the leaders in love, and we need to take the lead. So in moment of conflict, or if you want him to be more vulnerable, you have to go first. If you want him to express his feelings more, you have to go first. You have to create that emotional stability. This is your role. I think we are leaders in love as women, and that's what I want to empower you to do. This is what I'm empowering myself to do, is like, be a leader in love. Be a leader in love. What does that mean? You go and you do the hard shit for everyone. And that sucks. But it makes you feel really empowered. And that's how you create a great relationship with yourself, and therefore a great relationship with other people. The next point is something I'm really trying to apply right now, because it's stop fucking talking. Stop talking. And I'm talking so much. And of course, I love talking to my besties. I love talking on the podcast. Thanks God, I love talking. I love talking. But in relationship, your energy and your truth is going to resonate so much more. And I realized this is something so not magnetic, almost repulsive. And it creates just problems when you're just talking to say nothing, talking, and your energy is not behind your words. So it's better to shut up, for real, and to let your energy and your heart come through. Sometimes your body will do the talk for you, for real. You know how they say show, not tell? Well, this is really about that. I don't know how we get into that habit of talking. Sometimes like over talking, over explaining everything is also a way to like numb or avoid, or it's a weird pattern, a weird habit that is sneaky. But when I step into, I'm gonna let my energy talk, I'm gonna let my body talk, sometimes just a hug, and I let like all of my chakras, all of my energetical system speak for me. What do I need? What do I want to, even in a touch, like what is the message in my touch? What is the message in my posture? What is the message in my tears? Just let your body talk. Be like an open book, but with your body more than with your words. because this is just creating noise at some point. This is something I really fucking need to embody more. This is something I really, really work hard on. The next is taking accountability for you for the sake of your growth. Again, it comes back to you at the end of the day. And I realized that, like sometimes in a moment of conflict, I see how, quote unquote, I'm not wrong. I didn't do the hurt. I'm just the one hurting from someone else's action. But even in that, I always turn it back against myself. Like, what can I learn? How can I grow? And I question myself. Part of that is, quite frankly, just a lack of self-love and lack of self-esteem, a lack of realizing that I'm the fucking prize and I bring things to the table too. So I'm always being like, what's wrong with me? How can I be better? And I tried to work on that pattern for many years. And I think what I'm coming at the realization now is I should just accept that about myself, because it also is a part of myself that I love very much, because it makes me so mature. Because the fact that I always turn it against myself, like that I always like circle it back to like everything is a mirror, and I know everything is a mirror. So what am I responsible in this? Even if in this specific situation, I'm not really responsible for the hurt. And this is for my growth, which means that no matter how someone is treating me, and no matter if like the fault is not on me, basically, which is really fucked up to always be in like, who's right, who's wrong? Like, this is not bring us closer in love. So taking accountability for you, even in the dating, when you meet with unavailable people, I'm attracting just unavailable men and immature men. Yes, you are. And I know you're trying your best. And I know you feel like you're like the shit and this woman, but there is a reason why you keep attracting people that are not ready to be in a relationship with you. And maybe it's because you don't fully own that you want commitment, and so you're playing the cool girl. And that's point number, I don't remember, but it's like being unapologetic about you and who you are, and owning your desire. This is something like claiming your desire is so deep. It's actually like way further down the line, but let's go into that because I guess it's a great transition. So claiming your desires is literally so important. If you're dating or if you're in a relationship and you're like trying to match the other person's behavior and playing cool because you've heard those dating advice, stop it. Come back to you. Come back to your truth. Come back to what you really, really want. I don't know why it was so hard for me to claim that I wanted a committed relationship, because now I'm so proud of it and I claim it because I have it. But in a dating phase where I was quote unquote trying to find my king, I was playing it cool so much, like I felt almost ashamed. I think it's because I came from this background of like tantric communities of open relationships, and you should be so loose and everything. And so being the black sheep of that community, being the one saying like, hey, I really want to like a closed off, like really committed partnership with one partner. That's what I want. Maybe it was hard for me to also admit it because maybe my actions didn't fully match my words or what I wanted, because I was not in the power of the desire. This is something I teach in my program. I'm starting to speak French because the name of the program is French. Femme sensuelle, femme sensuelle, sensuality, sensual woman, basically it means. So anyway, in my new program, I talk about desire a lot because this is such a powerful feminine principle. When you are in your feminine energy, you can claim your desires so much more. And by claiming your desires, you allow your feminine to come through and to come fully alive. Your desire is not like from the head, from your vision board, like I want this. It's from the depth of your womb, your heart, your cell, and your body. Like it's something that you can feel so profoundly. Of like, it can be so silly as like, oh my God, I really want us to have pizza right now. And claiming that and asking your partner like, oh, would you provide us with pizza? This is literally me last night. That's why. And I felt like I leaned so much into my feminine because there is a different intonation. There is a different energy when you are connected to the true longing and desire, and something that in the asking of your desire, they can already feel the energy of you receiving it and how it's going to make you happy, basically. And men love to make women happy. They love to provide for us in terms of security, safety, love. They love to see us in our full magnetism. They hate it when we're bitter and tense, and they don't find that necessarily attractive, right? Those things happen because we have busy lives, and we can get really triggered, and life happens. Trust me, like, I know what it's like to not be connected to your feminine. But when you come back to that desire, it can also be like, I want a king right now in my life. I want a committed relationship, and you feel it with every single cell of your body. And I really want to empower you to do that and to claim that so strongly, and to play with that desire in your body like it's a desire that turns you on, literally turns everything inside of you on, literally make your pussy wet because of how much you want it. And I want you to claim it, because we're not here, you know, that the next point, I don't remember which number we are right now, but it's date to marry if that's what you want. Right? If you're claiming that you want a committed relationship, but you're playing around and playing the casual cool girl, like, that won't work. Some people that were committed to find the love of their lives, and so they went on like 100 dates. But I think even if you do that as an experiment, I love experimenting. Like, it's great to experiment, because life is going to present you with a lot of things that is not what you want, to test you and to see, girl, do you really want what you want? How are you going to show up? And an approach that I love is like treating every experience like he's the one or practice for the one. Another teaching of Annie Lala. We have this approach of like he's either the one or practice for the one. And that requires courage, when the easiest route is to play it cool, is to wait for him to step up, to wait for him to say he misses you or he wants to see you again. Lean into your feminine and show your fucking love. I'm getting a little bit frustrated with a friend right now. She is sort of dating. She has a situationship with a man. This man looks like a great man, like really kind and thoughtful. And my friend, mind you, she's a tiny person. She's so tiny, but she has one of the biggest heart. Like, it's so crazy to see the capacity of love and the capacity of generosity in her heart. Like, she has a big heart, but she's been wounded in the past. And she's also in that kind of environment with communities of being cool, being open, being whatever. And so she really likes the guy. You can tell she really likes the guy. She says that she really likes the guy, but she doesn't fully allow herself to go that deep. And she misses him. She wants to see him again, but she's not brave enough to say, hey, like, I know we're really busy in our lives right now. I know we're going through so much, but how cool would it be to go through that together and to keep exploring our connection and to be together? And I want you. I crave you. I want to feel you, touch you, kiss you. Like, this is so sexy. This is also so sexy to a man when you can claim what you want and they feel desired and they feel love. Stop fearing men. They're not here to hurt you. Some men are really, really fucking good. And if they hurt you, that's part of the journey. It's going to make you stronger, because you're going to come back again and again to your own heart, and you don't really risk anything. Like, you do, but the reward is so much greater than the risk you take by being vulnerable in your asking and your claiming. If your feelings are not reciprocated, it's better to know this sooner. Honestly, instead of dragging it, you're wasting your time. You're wasting your time with someone that is not meant for you. You're wasting your precious time. So be brave in love. That's what I want to invite you into. And that's what I love supporting women into. So I decided to open up some coaching space 101 to work on that specific topic, to learn how to open your heart, and for me to be a stand for the highest expression of your true love path. So only apply if you're ready for some tough love and some I'm going to hold you at your highest potential in love, and we're going to manifest the dream relationship, whether you already have a partner or whether you want to be with a partner. And we're going to do the work that is necessary to even like work through conflicts, and I'm going to hold you to the highest love possible, the highest compassion, no more victimization. And I'm going to give you, hopefully, the strength for you to step into your power and to do the things that are so scary, like saying that you love someone, saying that you are attracted with someone, and really stepping into that seductress energy. I love to do that with my people, like like how to dare to be the one initiating something without stepping into an overly masculine place, to actually act from the feminine leader and your heart that you are. And this is just the best journey possible. So if you want some support because you're struggling with that right now, reach out, you can apply, and we're going to see if we're a good match, because I want to make sure we get each other and we're on the same page. Because again, I'm not, if I'm not your cup of tea, I'm definitely not your cup of tea, because I'm very extreme and radical in this true love journey. Like, you have to claim your desires so deeply. You have to be true to yourself. And I'm going to push you to the extreme so that you experience the best extreme love. This is coaching that I do with myself. This is coaching that I do with my friends. Because when we step into that realm of true love and not playing according to the rules of polarity and what we should do and what not do, and trying to force ourselves, I'm going to finish on that thought, because the last thing I wrote is, if you're struggling with boundaries are so important. And I talk about them all the time. And I invite all of my clients, whether it's about stop being a people pleaser or business or love or relationship, like just confidence. Boundaries are so important. But sometimes you don't know how to have the boundary for real. Like, mentally, that was me. I knew mentally that something that happened to me was not acceptable, but I couldn't find the real truth place in me. I couldn't find the space. I couldn't find it. I was like, I know this is unacceptable, but I don't find the strength in me to like walk away or to have enough self-respect. And that's disgusting to say, especially when you know the work that I do. I'm like, oh my God, out of everyone that I know, I should know better. And then you blame yourself and you're even harder on yourself. But enough of that bullshit, because I don't have time to be that sad bitch anymore. I want to be the woman that I know I can be. I want to be the woman of my dreams, and I want to step up my game. So instead, what I do is like, okay, I cannot find the real in me. So I'm not going to like threaten to leave the relationship. I'm not going to threaten someone. I'm not going to fake imposing a boundary, because I know the boundary is important. So I know with my mind the boundary is here and needs to be there. But in me energetically, I don't find the switch to really embody that boundary. Do you know what I mean? I'm sure you had experience of that. Maybe it's at work. Maybe it's with a partner, a friendship, something that happened. It can be big or small. So if you're struggling to place a boundary, you come back to self-love. And if you cannot find self-love in that moment, which I also get, sometimes it's hard. Sometimes we lost touch. This is the thing we need to talk about. This is real. This happens. Even when you do the work, even when you're a brave, smart woman who's been in personal development for so many years, even if you're someone who took courses and classes, even if you're a coach, coaching that and helping your student with that, like, this is happening and this is real and this is being human. That's it. So come back to self-respect. Come back to doing the tiniest thing you can do right now for yourself to show your body. So it has to be an embodied experience to show your body, I got your back. For me, I couldn't find that place energetically, and I was very conflicted, and I went on a 2-hour walk and I couldn't find this place in me. And I was like, damn, I suck. But in my process, I could see my maturity and how much distance I could take. And I started to love that aspect of me. And I was like, love that. So I leaned into that. It opened the door. And then I did my feminine rituals and my feminine practices to come back to my feminine heart and my feminine energy, instead of trying to rationalize it, instead of trying to have a masculine approach of fixing and being the best version I could be. I was like, no, I'm going to lean deeper into my feminine heart. And what I've done is, one of the bonus rituals and practices that I share in Femme Sensuelle, my course of, awakening your turn on, your femininity, it's all the education about being a woman in the world and being confident enough in your skin, embodying that sensual version of you. But it's not just about sensuality or just like how to be feminine. It's the whole rewiring of your system, from mindset to embodiment to practices and rituals and daily life. And In this program, I do have a 5 minute, under 5 minutes little rituals to show your body, I love you, I'm feminine, and to just open the door. And I'm still amazed. I know they work because like I share them in my paying offers. So like I have to be fucking convinced about them, right? But it still blows my mind that sometimes it doesn't need that 5 hour self-love or like deep meditation, being in the zone. It just requires me to put a little oil on my body or smell an essential oil or just lock myself in the bathroom and talk to myself. Like it can be so short and simple, but it's just like, let me do that for me to show to my body, like, I have respect for you. And if your body has that embodiment practice, this like physical lived experience of like, oh, I do have self-respect and self-kindness right now. I'm doing something kind for myself. I'm doing something that makes me come back to me, that I enjoy, that feels pleasurable. Then your body's like automatically creating a little bit more boundary. And suddenly the boundary is just energetic. And as I come back to the thing, you don't have to talk anymore. Your energy speaks for you. This is the power of embodiment. This is why I'm so convinced about that. This is why we need to go through the body. We can talk, we can learn, we can have all those concepts. They are amazing. They excite us. But if it's not embodied, and it doesn't mean you're going to be embodied all the time either. I'm sick and tired of myself of like holding so much contradiction and always, because this nuance, this context is important. Because I wish more people shared about the context and the nuances. This is what I'm passionate about. It's bridging two words, like how two truths can coincide and cohabit together, coexist together. Because it's not this or that or this or that. It's this and that and that and that and that and that. We're complex beings. So all exist at the same time, and you don't have to be radical. It's not because you lack a little bit of integrity, lack a little bit of embodiment, that you're not worth sharing your magic or just being loved or whatever. Like, this is going to happen. And I wish we could just stop pretending. We have to be perfect and make the perfect decisions all the time. And this is something I've been struggling with my whole life. And I'm still like being like, oh, I need to accept that I'm just human and things happen and it's not dramatic. I think I'm just a drama queen. And sometimes I'm hurt by being a drama queen. As you can tell, I'm starting to struggle talking, articulating. I think I need water. I need to hydrate. And because we're already Friday and I'm supposed to release that today, I'm going to have a little bit of cutting and editing because, your girl got some work to do. Plus, it's the last days of the launch of Femme Sensuelle. So if you actually want to grab the program, I was about to say for free, not for free, but if you want to get it at a discount rate, this is the lowest price it will ever be. So you want to jump in right now. I would love to have you in the space. I think that can be super helpful if you're too rigid in your head, like super tense, kind of like having a stick in your ass right now. And you're like, I don't like this version of me. I don't like this bad bitch. I really want like a more fluid, sensual, relaxed, feminine version of me. This is for you. This is also for you if you feel a bit like tense, on edge, like just this bitter, negative Nancy version of you, and you just want a little bit more pleasure and savoring life and seduction and juicy thing. This is Juicy July in my world. This is time to embody it. So you can sign up now, and you can also apply for the one-on-one coaching.